And welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our next guest is a guitarist with 25 years of experience in the music industry. He joins us to speak about his latest single, Smooth Strut. It's a beautiful thing. And to reflect on his career, please welcome to the show, Garry Percell. Garry, welcome.
Thank you so much, Brother Bob. It's good to meet you, and hopefully I can meet you in person.
Oh, Garry, thank you so much for being here. Garry, you have a whole lot of history. Tell us about some of the beginnings.
Wow, some of the beginnings. I come from a musical background family. My mother was a pianist, started out in the church, and she played for several different churches and choirs in our community. So what happened is that we went to school, and then when we came back home, mother would always have dinner fixed for us, and then she would gather us around the piano, and so we had to learn vocal, and we all had to sing, and we all picked up an instrument to play. So that's my background, coming from music, from a very humble beginnings from there, and by the grace of God, I'm in the position that I am today because of my mother.
Garry, you're in your studio now, right? That's your personal
I am.
studio?
Yes, I have a studio in my home. That was one of the things. I had it out in the business community at one particular point, and my wife wanted another house, and the thing is that okay, I'll get you that house, but that house has to have a full basement in it where I can put my studio in there.
That's right. That's right.
And so
the man cave.
Yeah, so I said it has to have a man cave. So I moved the studio into my home, which is more convenient for me now.
How many people in the music business has graced you with their presence in your studio?
Oh, wow. Oh, whew, my goodness. A lot. One project that I've just finished up, and they're going to do their CD release in Chicago, coming up, I believe, in the month of May, or is it March? Can't remember. I have to look at my calendar. It's so busy. And and that particular group is called Clark Wise, and they are a family of young ladies. And I just finished up that project with them. I think it's about 14 songs on that project. Edwin Hawkins helped them on that project too as well when he was alive, and several other different heavy hitter musicians in the industry. And so I play guitar on that record, on several songs on that album, and also I did the mixing of that project too as well, engineering.
Beautiful. I love those shots there. Those are some great pictures.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Look at that. You're on tour.
Yeah. That was at the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame there.
You look a little bit like our Quiet Storm guy on WBLS, Lenny Green. They told you.
Wow. I need to go check him out. I don't want anybody to confuse the two.
So, in your lifetime, you've met these guys. You know, who inspired you in your life? Who are some of the people that you looked up to?
Well, it's funny. A lot of people that are in the music industry now that has really been trailblazers for many years. But there were the funny thing is that it's the little people that in my community when I grew up and wanted to learn how to play guitar. And there was another guitarist that used to come down to a friend of mine to his house, and he taught me my first guitar chords. And so I often look to the little people a lot of time, but then who helped me along my way and journey, but also other musicians too as well that's in the industry. I mean, Jonathan Butler and several other different. I mean, it's a long list. You know, I stand on the shoulders of all of those who come before me, and I just glean just bits and pieces from them and put my own sauce on it.
Look at you getting down. Look at you getting busy.
Oh yeah.
Who's on stage with you?
Okay, of course. Two of the members there that you see in the picture, the drummer who is Simon Nick, an original member of Betty Davis, who did recorded with Betty and on tour with her from her last, I believe, 3 albums, and also Larry Johnson on bass guitar, who was with Betty from the beginning. When Betty started out and did some work in California and along like with in a loop with Sly Stone and several other different people, Larry Graham and Graham's.
Hey, Gary, any backstage stories or special stories while touring that stand out in your mind that you would like to share with us?
Oh my God. Some of them I cannot mention.
I understand.
And those which will stay under lock and key. And but there were so many outstanding ones. One that I can remember that I was with a group and we were on tour, and then there were the tour back in the early 80s, and there were Rick James, a group called Clear at that time, and also this little short guy that people didn't know much of at the time, and his name was Prince. And he was on that tour, and we were playing in the same city. And lo and behold, I look up, here's this little short guy standing by the bottom of the stage and on my side and watching me play guitar. And I knew who he was because he probably just had his first album out at that time. And then I knew he was a great guitarist. So in our concert show, a song came up where I had a guitar solo. So I played my guitar solo, and then I looked out of the corner of my eye at this young man by the name of Prince, and he gave me the thumbs up. So that was a highlight that Prince would really like when I was doing on guitar. And it is funny because we had stage get-ups on, which mean costumes at that time back in the day in the 80s. And I was dressed up like a cowboy and with no shirt. I had this vest on and with fur all over it, some jeans and cowboy boots and a Stetson, the cowboy hat. And
Prince was probably getting tips from you.
Here, this is it. It is that then years later, all of a sudden, Prince moved from the look that he had at that time, the pop rock look. And the next thing you knew, when he came out with the rest of his band and their look, they were dressed up like cowboys and all those other different people. So he may have gotten a little idea there.
Wow. Yeah. So talk about your new project and where it's going. What would you like it to do? You're touring right after you put that out, or you're touring now?
Yeah, I'm just beginning to take some dates in 2024. My first record that I put out, the first record I did was a test market song. It's a cover tune by Babyface, Kenny Evans, and entitled "Every Time I Close My Eyes." I did an instrumental version of that, but I never sent it to radio. It was just a test market, just to test the brand. And but right after that, I started embarking on my second career, so to speak, in the industry in the contemporary jazz. And I put a record out with Marcus Anderson, featuring Marcus Anderson on saxophone. And so other records followed after that each particular year. This year I'm finishing up the whole album, so to speak, and the CD. And I'm going to dedicate it to my daughter. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Dedicated to my daughter. And my latest tune that I have right now is called Reaction. But I have another song that's coming out here in 2024, of course, probably around about summer, or it may come out before then, of another remake in the 1970s. Friends of Distinction. Luther Vandross covered it.
Wow.
Really laughed. You got me going in circles. And I
go in circles.
Absolutely. And when I was in the studio listening to the track and something spoke to me. It says, you don't have any lead vocal on your CD. And one singing. And I heard Tony Terry's voice. And then I said, well, I can never get Tony Terry on this record to sing this song. And then the Holy Spirit spoke to me, is that you have not because you ask not. And so I started to research Tony's team and reached out to his management team, submitted it to him. Tony called back and says, hey, man, I've always wanted to cover this tune. And so I have Tony Terry on this particular song that I'm releasing this year. You've got me going in circles.
Well, you know what? I know you got Smooth Struck, but let's go to the videotape. Let's check out Don't Stop. Check this out. Keep on going with this. Don't stop the music. They're going to shave our time just a little bit. So give us the information of where we can get everything. You got the social media, website, and all of that. Everything's up there.
Everything is up there. You can find me at www.GarryPercell.com. That is my website. You can find a lot about me there and some of my music there too as well. Of course, you can find me on social media of Facebook. Just type in my name, Garry Percell. Also have an artist page, which is called Garry Percell artist page, and also the Instagram, Garry Percell the artist.
There you go, Garry. Thank you so much. Writer, producer, guitarist, and so much more. Leave it right there.
Yeah.
And you're always welcome to come back, man. All right.
Thank you
so much, Garry Percell. Thank you.